Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with Cecily Tynan, Bill Andrews, and Rob Jennings.
Saturday night, Rob is off. I'm Flora Pastorero. In the news, a Delta jet runs into trouble on a runway, and nearly a decade of SEPTA shuttle service is over. But the big story on Action News tonight is a weekend of wet weather that has included some pretty serious flooding. Heavy rains last night and into the morning overloaded area waterways already swollen after a summer full of moisture. In some cases, the rising water has only gotten worse tonight as the water moves to new places. Let's go outside now to Cecily Tynan. She has the very latest from AccuWeather. Cecily, what's the word tonight?
Well, Flora, right now it looks as if we won't be getting any more heavy rain. The bulk of the moisture has moved up north into New England, but we're not out of the woods yet. Action radar shows the storm system continuing to work up very slowly toward the north. You can see all the very heavy precipitation now moving into New York and Connecticut. A little wraparound moisture. We'll have to deal with a few scattered showers tonight and tomorrow. But the problem is a lot of the rivers and the streams cannot handle the amount of rainfall we got. In Philadelphia, more than 2 inches of rain. Look at this. Langhorne, Bucks County hit very hard, close to 4.5 inches, and Willow Grove, more than 5 inches of rain. In Mount Holly, New Jersey, close to 4 inches. Margate, more than 2 inches. And Newark, Delaware, close to 3.5 inches of rain. So there are still some flood warnings in effect. Right now, the Neshaminy Creek is overflowing its banks. The flood warning remains in effect for the Bucks County area at Neshaminy Creek until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Also, a flood warning is in effect for the Schuylkill River. And at the coast, flood watches in effect from Cape May to the Barnegat Inlet. Warnings north of that area. We will not be seeing much sunshine come tomorrow, and we'll talk about that, see what's up next, and talk about Hurricane Lily in the AccuWeather Friday forecast. Flora?
Okay, thank you, Cecily. Now we switch to Action News reporter Kristen Z. She is standing by live on Kelly Drive, where the flooding has only intensified throughout the night. Kristen, what's the story there?
Well, I'm at Midvale and Kelly Drive, and you can see police have set up these road barricades to prevent drivers from getting into some serious trouble. Right now, Kelly Drive is about 8 feet underwater. Within the past hour, the Schuylkill crested here, and right now it's just not a good situation. Unfortunately, it's also not a unique situation. Located 100 feet from the banks of the Schuylkill, River Road in Roxborough was literally a river tonight. White picket fences couldn't keep the spillover out. In home after home, the water came right up to the lawn. This man had to wade through knee-deep water to get back into his mobile home, which just escaped being flooded.
Ben, you all right? Oh, yeah.
Across the street, his neighbors kept a close eye on the rising river. Afraid that the house will be flooded, they put the sofa and the stereo system on milk crates.
I'm scared. That's all I can say. I'm scared. I'm just hoping it goes down a little bit.
You've got your nice Halloween decorations out here.
Well, we lost a lot of money last year on the furniture and carpet and everything. I just don't want to go through the same thing again.
This spectacular sight is yet another show of the water's force tonight. Giant logs were helpless against the tremendous flow. This is where the Wissahickon Creek joins up with the Schuylkill. Normally, it's just a trickle, but tonight, spectators compared it to one of the most famous waterfalls in the world.
It reminded me of the Niagara Falls when I was standing here at first, standing at the railing.
Kelly Drive is quite a sight as well. Can you tell by these pictures that it's 8 feet underwater? Traffic lights seem dwarfed, and benches. You wouldn't want to sit on them now. They're almost completely covered. This poses a problem for organizers of an AIDS Walk event scheduled for tomorrow morning.
There's nowhere for the walkers to walk. So we're hoping that after the river crests that this part of the road will be cleared up again.
Well, right now there's several road closures in the area due to flooding. Kelly Drive, of course, between City Avenue and Hunting Park. Also Lincoln Drive between Kelly and Rittenhouse. As for when will all this clear, well, Philadelphia Police Marine Unit men tell me that it's not going to be by tomorrow morning. Maybe late tomorrow afternoon or perhaps in the evening. But as far as the AIDS Walk here tomorrow morning, likely they will have to reroute it. Otherwise, it may not take place at all. Reporting live in the Action Cam, I'm Kristen Z in East Falls.
All right, thank you very much, Kristen. In Bucks County, the Langhorne area, which was hit hard by flooding earlier today, is underwater again tonight, and this time several homes had to be evacuated. This is Bridle Drive near the Neshaminy Creek in Langhorne. The creek overflowed its banks tonight, sending water rushing into nearby homes. Residents had to be evacuated by boat. Fortunately, no one was injured, but several homes have been damaged. Officials are waiting for the water level to go back down before letting people back in their homes. The Red Cross is helping the evacuees. The floodwaters sparked new fears in parts of Montgomery County that were hard hit by last month's devastating floods. Reporter David Murphy has that part of the story tonight.
Pennsylvania Avenue near the Route 309 Turnpike interchange was Lake Pennsylvania today, with vehicles half submerged in 3 to 4 feet of water. Somebody abandoned this Cadillac after it stalled in high water on Virginia Drive near Susquehanna Road in Upper Dublin. But buildings also went under in today's rain, including beleaguered Roslyn Elementary School. Workers again pumped and vacuumed rainwater from the school, which was hard hit by the floods of last September. Ironically, the workers were already in the building when the flooding began, still cleaning up from the last flood.
The water started backing up down the side of the building here, coming under the door, so we ran and got the pumps.
The school was to be partially reopened on Monday. Assuming there's no additional flooding, workers are hopeful they'll still be able to meet that deadline. Meanwhile, streams and drainage ditches were filled and fast-moving through the afternoon. In this storm, places where you'd expect to find flooding definitely flooded today, like here on Walnut Avenue in Springfield Township, Montgomery County. Homeowners like Mike Maurer had tense moments today, too. In the September floods, his pool and deck were washed away. This morning, the water came rising again.
The home was in the back. It was up to their back door and everything again.
What's going through your head when you're looking at this?
Scared, because it's going to happen again.
The water receded before it reached the damaging levels of September, but not before homeowners got another scare, something they say they won't get over until the rain is over. In Roslyn, David Murphy, Channel 6 Action News.
The flooding in Montgomery County almost sank one couple's wedding plans. The groom was ready to get to the church on time, but he couldn't get there. Jim Armstrong and his wedding party were stuck at the Days Inn in Fort Washington after floodwaters blocked the parking lot. Emergency personnel and a large truck finally came to the rescue. The groom arrived at his wedding in nearby Ambler an hour and a half late, much to the delight of his bride-to-be. The wedding went forward, and the happy couple is now headed off to a honeymoon in Hawaii. There was also some street flooding at the shore. In Ocean City, the back bay came right onto the street like here at 12th and Simpson. There were no reports of any serious damage. The rain stopped falling before high tide, and that helped keep the flooding problems to a minimum. In Delaware tonight, the Brandywine Creek is high, and there is also some minor street flooding. This is 12th Street near Interstate 495. Police have blocked it off to keep unsuspecting motorists out of the water. And that is our flooding story to the moment. Cecily Tynan will return with a complete AccuWeather forecast a little bit later on in this newscast. In other news now, passengers on board a Delta jetliner in New York got quite a scare when the plane skidded off the runway. The aircraft, coming from Atlanta, was trying to land at LaGuardia Airport this afternoon during a terrible rainstorm. The plane's landing gear collapsed as it veered off the runway and slid on its belly. 58 passengers and 5 crew members were quickly evacuated. 4 of the passengers suffered minor injuries. The airport was closed for several hours because of the accident. Well, for the most part, Hurricane Lily is long gone, and folks in the Bahamas are breathing a huge sigh of relief. The storm blasted through the Bahamas today, causing minor damage and only 1 injury. Lily didn't linger. She came and left pretty quickly. Government officials gathered to assess the damage caused by Mother Nature and determined the island chain got a break.